Well, this afternoon I want to welcome all of you here today and for joining us and for the energy that you bring, many of you so involved in your communities. Rosa DeLauro and I are here today to introduce legislation that will provide Americans of all ages with the opportunity to serve their communities and their country. And I'm thrilled to have someone with her energy as my partner in all of this. We've known each other a long time. 4.5 decades ago, right outside this door, in fact, where you're sitting today, I was a young man of around 12 or 14 years of age on a cold January 20th, 1961. And the very steps right up here, a 43-year-old newly inaugurated President of the United States challenged not just the audience in that plaza here, and not just a generation of us sitting there, but a country, for his time at all time, to be involved in things larger than themselves. And I've never forgotten that moment. And hear those words being uttered, and it was the inspiration that caused me only a few years later to join the Peace Corps and to serve in Latin America and the Dominican Republic. A life-altering opportunity for which today I still reflect and think about with every decision I make here as the United States Senator. That experience in that rural mountain community of the Dominican Republic altered my thinking about myself, my country, my community, and the world in which we live. And it was that service that I think all of us, whether it was in the Peace Corps or VISTA back in the earlier days and other programs, that binds many of us together in our determination to create those opportunities again. Many of you have heard me say this over and over again over the years. People have asked me, I don't know how many times, why did I join the Peace Corps? And the very simple answer I've given for more than 4.5 decades is because an American president asked me. It wasn't any more complicated than that. Just asked us. We've been waiting again to be asked. And we've got a president who's asked, by the way, and I commend him for it. Embracing national service is a critical component and question of our national recovery. It's not just about the bills that pass Congress and the regulations and all the other things we need to do to get our economy moving again. I presume this evening the president will not just challenge those of us sitting in that hall, members of the House and the Senate, and governors or others, will be challenging every single person in this country to be a part of the effort to get back on our feet again. Because that's what it'll take. It will not succeed otherwise. And so it's at a critical moment that we gather today to talk about these 4 programs that we think can make a difference. Where people in this country from the age of 10 to as long as you can stand and make a contribution are going to be able to serve their country. We're being asked, of course, to try and make that commitment to our communities and to our country. As many as 10,000 people lose their homes every day, 20,000 people lose their jobs. As President Obama's election made clear, now is the time for big ideas to draw upon America's most valuable resources, and that is, of course, represented by those of you here, our people. That's the greatest resource of our country. It's the average citizen. So today I join with Representative Rosa DeLauro, my great friend for so many years, Senator Thad Cochran as well, Republican senator from Mississippi, who's been my partner on these issues over the last several Congresses, to try and make that possible, to create the architecture and the structure that will serve as the invitation for everyone to serve. The 4 bills that we're introducing today will provide Americans with the tools they need to improve their communities, clean up rivers, mentor children, help the homeless. Whatever the challenge is, this package is designed to ensure dedicated Americans can be there to meet those challenges. First and foremost, as I said, we'll expand service opportunities to virtually everyone in this country, even the youngest of our children, up to those as old as they want to participate, never to be denied that chance to serve. Imagine the difference we can make in the lives of young people in our country, giving them the opportunity to become deeply involved in helping their communities. What a great way to start your life, to learn how to give something back, to make sure you learn that very almost selfish opportunity. For those of us who serve, the real truth is, we don't like to admit to many people, is it is basically a wonderfully personally enriching and gratifying experience. That notion that you've done something to improve the quality of life of someone else, it's hard to describe how good you can feel about yourself with that experience. So the first beneficiaries are not only the people we serve, but we're serving ourselves by engaging in this contribution. In Connecticut, we have more than 5,500 students who take part in community service activities linked to academic achievement. And with this legislation, that's something we'll be doing across the country. With the Encore Service Act, we'll tap into the wisdom and experience of older Americans. And I fall into that category here now. As someone who's now a lifetime member of AARP, I never thought I'd enter that team. Here I am, full head of white hair. Now, we all Looked like Tim's years ago. But that experience of bringing older Americans to bear where they can make a difference in the lives of the country. More than 5,900 seniors, almost 6,000 in Connecticut already, contribute their time and talents to the Senior Corps program in my home state. And with this legislation, we'll strengthen existing senior programs and create new ones, making sure that older Americans can put their lifetimes of experience and knowledge to work for their communities as well. And we can't talk about expanding service opportunities without talking about AmeriCorps programs. Last year, 75,000 AmeriCorps members gave back to their communities. And this next statistic is the one I love the best of all. I love the 75,000, but what people don't realize is that 75,000 discovered 1.7 million other volunteers to be involved. And so with a core of 75,000, we expanded the wonderful notion of giving back to our communities to this incredibly large constituency across the country. Today we propose to raise the Siegel AmeriCorps Education Award, and what a more appropriately named program than the large people, who's a wonderful contributor to all of these ideas, to match the average tuition at a 4-year public university. That way, when the price of college goes up, as it always does, so will the education award. Indeed, these bills make it easier for every American who wants to get an education to afford them. Not only will they provide our young people with education awards and academic credit to go to college for seniors, they'll provide a transferable education award that older Americans either pass on to a child or a grandchild or use to continue their own education. Rosa and I believe something very fundamental, Maybe I should have begun these remarks with this point. Every American ought to have the opportunity to serve their country. And that's what we're trying to achieve with these 4 bills. As the service members with us today will explain, the desire for new shared experiences and opportunities are never limited, and never should be limited by age or race or economic standing, but only by our imagination, our idealism, and our deep love of our country. President Obama clearly motivated by this issue, our needs, this issue and our needs so great. This is a moment for national service.